Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 352, F9 The Fast Saga. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
What a pompous title. F9 The Fast Saga.
I mean, it honestly just feels like they have no idea what to name these things anymore.
It's true, yeah.
They kind of really fucked themselves with Fast 5.
They kind of did, yeah. Yeah, and Fate of the Furious really...
Oh, yeah.
Like, at least with Fast 5... and then Furious 6 and Furious 7, you know, they had sort of a pattern going.
Right.
And then Fate of the Furious, like, it's not a pun, but it is a pun, because it's F8 of the Furious.
Right.
So they just couldn't come up with anything for 9, apparently.
9.
Yeah.
F9 isn't that a tornado?
I know they go up to F5. I don't know if they go up to F10 now.
Right.
I remember that from Twister, which was 20 years ago.
And
so.
I think we just talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
I think we did, yeah. Yeah. Twisters. Oh, man. How are you?
Oh, not great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
To the listener, I don't know if you can tell, but my voice might sound a little different. Because half of my face is paralyzed.
Oh, no. I hadn't noticed.
I can tell.
Your permanent scowl is still in place.
I honestly, in my day-to-day life, it is hard to tell because I don't talk that much. And I really only notice when I smile and laugh.
Yeah.
And in my day-to-day, I don't do that.
Right.
I've noticed it a lot tonight.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, I'm so damn entertaining.
It's fine. That's why I invite you over.
Oh, man. Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So, it's not permanent. I didn't have a stroke. Which was what I was pretty sure the doctors were going to tell me when I went to the hospital.
Right.
But it's Bell's palsy, which will eventually just right itself.
Yeah.
It's going to be a month, and I didn't want to wait a month to record podcasts again.
Sure. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Especially when, at this point in time, this is the only thing that brings me joy.
Oh, no. Well, spoiler for the end of the podcast. Jeez. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's a shitty thing to happen.
Yep. It's
that you have no control over.
No control over, and just yet another one of those things that just keep fucking happening to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, give me something terminal, you know?
Oh, no.
Not just these little things that become severe inconveniences. just get it over quick. Come on.
Yeah. I do not wish that on you.
I know.
To be clear.
Yeah.
But I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I did get my card back, though, finally.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So...
the curse of the Furious is over.
So 9 weeks into this thing.
Oof.
10 weeks? Because this is the 10th movie.
It is the 10th movie, yeah. Jeez. Oh boy.
Oh, F9.
Yeah. How did F9 impact your otherwise bad times?
I laughed a lot.
This movie's so dumb. It's so fucking stupid. It's hilarious.
Yep.
It's hilariously stupid.
I feel like it's like the movie is beginning to acknowledge itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, you know,
Roman is the voice of the audience in this movie.
Yes, he is. But even aside from that, the obvious pointing itself out kind of thing. But I feel like, I was going to say even Vin Diesel is kind of taking it in stride too, but that's only just because we watched the gag reel at the end.
Right.
It almost humanized him for a second.
It definitely did. Yeah.
And I wish that he would bring that energy to his performance.
Yeah, honestly, the gag reel might have been my favorite part. Because you can tell they're having fun.
Right, yeah.
And it's not evident in the movie that anyone other than Roman and Tej is having a good time.
Right.
Which is fine.
Sure.
But, you know, in a movie where, you know, you're taking down a plane with the semi-truck, have a little fun. Have a good time.
Sure. I would argue, though, that I don't think Ludacris is bringing much of that fun energy to his performance either.
No.
He seems overtly serious, but that just may be because he's not a great actor.
Well, I mean, that may be it, and two, he's also sort of the straight man to Roman's comedian, so...
And he, along with Ramsey, have to deliver the bulk of, like, the technical exposition.
Yeah.
Which cannot be fun.
Yeah. But they have some fun at Roman's expense, which is pretty entertaining.
I always enjoy that.
Yeah. Just joking around with giant magnets.
So, you quoted a line from the Insane Clown Posse in the middle of this movie.
What did I do? Oh no.
Magnets, bitch.
Oh, is that from Insane Clown Posse?
I feel like it is.
In my mind, that's from Breaking Bad.
Okay. Oh, either or. So when I watched this movie a couple years ago, my review that I put on Letterboxd was, magnets, how do they work?
I mean, according to our former president, aspiring next president, if you put them underwater, they don't. Yeah, it's interesting. I never knew that a magnet's secret weakness was water.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to try this now.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second, I'm gonna go fill up the sink.
Alright, we'll be right back.
And we're back.
How'd it go?
No, they seemed to work.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm glad we took a science break.
It's always good to take a science break.
Definitely. Oh boy. Yeah, no, the magnets play a shockingly large role in this movie. It was surprising.
I had forgotten how much they play a role.
Yeah.
I remembered the initial scene, like in the truck.
Yeah.
But I was also conflating it with the Breaking Bad episode. Like, I thought they broke a vault out of a bank with the magnets, but that was Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And here, they just sort of, they break a car through a building.
Right. Yeah. As you do.
Sure. Yeah, that's the part that I remembered. I did not remember any of the climactic chase scene where they are used with such regularity that I am shocked that I don't recall them using it at all in 10.
That's true. Once you've got hyper powerful electromagnets, why would you ever not use those?
Right?
Yeah.
Or for that matter, going back a couple movies, why not find those like zapper guns that like kill the power in your car?
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you why. Because Dom doesn't cheat.
That's true. He does not. He's never once cheated.
Nope.
Brian. Oh boy. So yeah, we find Dom and Letty raising little Brian, and seemingly having settled down.
Yep.
And then as soon as they go into action, we don't see Brian again.
Little Brian.
Little Brian, yeah, sorry. LB. LBT.
He does show up again at the end.
He does show up again at the end,
Yeah.
but where did he go? You asked this, and I had thought it as well, because there is never any explanation for where little Brian ends up during this movie.
I mean, maybe it's implied that he's with Brian and Mia?
I think once Mia shows up,
Yeah.
then that is the implication.
Yeah, Mia shows up.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home mom Mia.
Yep. Well, let's see. The last time we saw her, she was pregnant, so not getting in any fights or anything like that.
Right.
The prior time, she was the guy in the chair,
Right.
which we now have 2 of those. So she's just a full-on action star in this one now.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I assume she and Brian have been at home, training.
Sure,
and,
yeah.
probably training the kids some because
Oh,
you never
of
know
course.
what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, when you're part of the Toretto family,
Yeah,
you're just a target.
that's true. That's true. Even when you're the villain of the movie. No, when Mia showed up, I did say this to you. I forgot that Dom had a sister. Because there are multiple flashbacks to Dom and his brother.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, Dom has a brother. We meet him in this movie. He's
Yes.
the villain.
Never been mentioned before.
Never mentioned before.
Never once.
Disowned by the family.
Yes.
But yeah, we get flashbacks to them. And I was like, oh, okay, so Dom has a brother. Cool. I had completely forgotten that Dom also has a sister.
I remembered mostly because when I first saw this movie, I had to wonder about the family lineage.
Yeah. You don't think that those 3 could be siblings? You sure?
I'm not. They could be. I'm living proof of that.
Yeah.
But half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did appreciate that Cypher sort of calls it out.
Yeah.
Like when she's talking to Lucas, Toretto, John Cena. Yeah, I like that.
But then it's also when Helen Mirren shows up again, because she's still in these movies.
Right.
She says that they look alike.
Yeah.
Dom and Jacob.
No, Jacob, not Lucas.
Yeah.
Fuck. I was like, it's a name that has a K in it that doesn't belong.
Yeah. It's also true. No, Lucas is Lucas Hobbs.
That's what I'm thinking of,
Or
yes.
also Lucas Black, who plays Sean in Tokyo Drift.
And in this one.
And in this movie.
Amazing. That I did not recognize him at first. You looked at me as if I should recognize him. And I was like, what? Am I missing something?
Because you keep asking if he's going to show up.
I
again.
know. And then once I realized who it was, and who was with him, I was excited and confused. Because Friends Bow Wow is in this movie.
Yes, he is.
And I did not expect to ever see him again. I was disappointed that the Hulk car did not come with him.
It is pretty disappointing.
Maybe they blew that up the first time they tested the jet engine on a car.
I would imagine that would be your first choice to test a jet propulsion on a car.
Well, I mean, it's got the hands on the hood, so it could just hold on to the engine.
Well, sure. It's also the Hulk. He's indestructible.
Exactly.
Like everybody else in this movie.
Right.
As so pointed out by Roman.
Right. Oh boy. Yeah, Sean is back.
Yeah.
In a kind of major way.
Not insignificant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. I do. I mean, he does look a little bit different than he did in 2006.
Right.
But that is 14, 15 years difference.
/ 3 or 4 years ago in movie time.
Yeah, the timeline of these movies is real weird.
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw the previous movie, when Dom meets his baby, it is literally a baby.
Right.
And now he is walking around in verbal, so it's been some years.
Yeah.
Cypher does point out that it was years ago that she had coerced Dom into working for her in the previous movie.
True. Yeah.
I guess they're aware of how much time it takes to make these movies.
I guess so. Yeah.
And other than the Tokyo Drift debacle, they all seem to sort of be taking place in real time.
Ish. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Sean and Bow Wow being there makes sense considering who returns in this one.
Oh, sure.
We get the epic return of Han.
Oh, yeah. I had honestly totally forgotten that he was in this one.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I was looking forward to this one because I like Han.
I do like Han as well. I knew he was in 10, but I thought that was where his return was.
Okay.
So, I forgot that he shows back up finally.
Yeah.
And has a third retcon.
Right. I enjoyed the explanation for how he's still alive.
Sure.
And also how it absolutely backdoor sets up Giselle returning at some point. Like, there's no fucking way she doesn't come back at this point.
I mean, we've talked about it before. Wonder Woman is dead, so...
It's true.
The franchise.
Right.
Not the character.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Wonder Woman will never die.
No, and of course not.
Is Mr. Nobody dead or just missing?
Missing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he could be around next time.
He could be. Yeah.
That's good.
He is in this movie, just only in flashback.
Right.
Or grainy video.
Right.
So we're still getting a little Kurt Russell here.
Yeah.
Joining a cast of 3 people from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that was surprising. The third one, anyway, was very surprising.
Yeah, Hollywood's go-to redneck.
I do like Michael Rooker.
I do too.
He was good in this, in the small role that he had.
Incredibly small role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this movie is chock full of flashbacks, mostly to 1989 and the circumstances surrounding Dom
Batman's release.
Yes, Batman's release. Yeah. So the movie starts with the Toretto family coming out of the theater having seen Batman, and they all love it. Obviously. But they have to go home early because Dad has a race the next day. And then more time is spent at the racetrack for some reason than on Batman. But yeah, we see the circumstances around Papa Toretto's death, and learn more about that, and then we see Dom beating the shit out of a guy with a wrench, which we found out about in the very first movie.
Yes.
And is the reason that he went to prison to begin with.
Exactly.
So that was kind of cool.
Toretto origins.
Yeah, I liked it.
Me too.
Yeah.
But also, as always, everything revolving around any of their criminal ways is slightly retconned so that they're not entirely in the wrong.
Right.
With the exception, of course, of the stealing of DVDs and TV VCR copies.
Of course, yeah. I feel like it was even sort of established. I forget what exactly Dom says in that movie about the circumstances around the wrench beating of that guy.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But I feel like even then, like, he sort of explains it away to Brian as there were noble intentions or something behind them.
Right.
Yeah, we just find out in this one that it's because he talked bad about his pappy.
Yep. From a guy who was... he basically beat the man to death who sort of inadvertently killed his dad.
Ish? He thinks so?
Right.
Anyway, yeah. He finds out later that it was an accidental thing, that his dad was trying to throw the race, and that Jacob had helped him by cracking some thing.
Car stuff.
That blew up. Car stuff.
Plugs were involved?
I think so, yeah. Spark and otherwise. USB port? No, it's 1989. No. I don't know. But car stuff.
Yeah.
We get a bona fide street race.
Yeah, we
in
do.
this one.
Not a great one.
Not a great one. No, not at all.
Most of it is in slow motion.
Yeah. Real focus on the characters during this street race. Less so on the racing itself.
Yeah, we get a lot of young Dom and young Jake. I will say whoever they picked to play Jake does kind of look like a young John Cena.
Definitely, yeah.
The guy they got to play young Dom does not much look like Vin Diesel.
Not even close.
Like maybe the same skin tone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that wasn't his voice either.
You think they used Vin Diesel's voice?
I think maybe.
Yeah. Interesting.
Either that or that guy did a really good impression of Vin Diesel's modern day voice.
I did think that his voice sounded really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very well may have been dubbed.
Yeah, so there's the street race, and it's to decide who gets to stay in town and who doesn't.
Right.
Because it is sort of revealed that Jacob actually caused the father's death. So Dom challenges to a street race once he's out of prison.
Of course.
And Dom wins, of course.
Obviously.
Because everybody always hits the NOS too quick.
You know, as soon as I saw them both prepping their NOS, I was like, he's gonna hit it too soon.
Too soon.
He's gonna hit it too soon. Dom's gonna wait and he's gonna win. I appreciate that consistency about Dom. He always knows right when to hit the NOS.
I mean, it's a learned skill. So.
It's true. Yeah. Oh man, I can't decide if I liked this or not. I think it passed over completely into nonsense.
Oh, 100%,
in this one, like if there were elements of these movies, and there were very few elements of these movies that were adhering to the laws of reality in previous movies, those are gone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To the point that there's a scene when Roman and Tej are in space, and I think Tej is talking about how as long as they obey the rules of physics, they'll be okay. And in my head, I was like, nothing that you have done in this movie to this point has obeyed the rules of physics. What are you talking about? But maybe physics are different in the Fastiverse. I don't know.
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
You did sort of breeze over the fact that Tej and Roman go to space.
I did, yes. You're right. In a car.
In a Pontiac Fiero.
Right.
With jet propulsions strapped to it.
Of course. As one does.
Sure.
Yeah. Sean and his cohort, who is not Bow Wow, who I don't think we had seen before.
We have.
We have. Okay,
Yes.
I did not remember him at all.
I made sure to look it up. he was in Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
I think he's just sort of one of the random crew guys who just hangs out. I don't think he has a huge role.
Gotcha.
His name is Earl.
Okay, sure. Aw. His name is Earl. But yeah, they are pilots. They fly a plane.
Yeah.
And also rocket scientists.
Uh-huh. I'm glad that Sean found a calling.
Me too. Yeah.
I mean, he could have just stayed in Tokyo and continued to be a criminal.
Yeah.
I feel bad that apparently he broke up with Nessa?
I don't know.
Whatever her name was?
I have no idea.
Yeah, even though he won her fair and square in a race.
Right, exactly. You could say that they drifted apart. And it's a shame we'll never find out what happened to their relationship. These things happen, though.
Yep.
You know, one person's drifting one way, the other person's drifting another way. It's a shame. But yeah, they fly a plane with Roman and Tej in a rocket car strapped to the top of it.
Yep.
And basically give them a ride into space.
Yeah.
So that's neat.
Yeah, it is neat. And they're there to stop the download on a satellite?
Ish, yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're supposed to, like... Are there magnets on the bottom of the car?
I think that's what those are supposed to be.
And they're supposed to, like, latch onto the satellite and then do...
That would disrupt... I think that would disrupt the electronics.
The electronics, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that would do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the magnets don't work.
Nope. Because they did the math wrong.
Right. Yeah. Wires got messed up.
Sure.
When they went into space in the car. So they end up driving through the satellite in the car.
Yep. And that is the end of Roman and Tej.
They talk about it like this is how we're gonna die, and then they go into it like Roman has a big speech about basically like we're gonna die. This is how we're gonna do it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And then they do it, and they're fine. They get picked up somehow by foreign astronauts? I don't know.
This like the International Space Station?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it's supposed to be.
I don't know.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's some minor suspense. We don't immediately see them get picked up.
It's true.
A full action scene between them destroying the satellites and then we see them rescued.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Hanging out in space. Not in a car.
For who knows how long.
Yeah.
Do they have oxygen with them?
I would hope.
Attached to their scuba suits?
I guess. I mean, the car seemed packed.
Holy shit. Holy shit. I will say this movie is basically just wall-to-wall action.
Pretty much.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Even when it's utter nonsense, it's awesome.
I mean, most of it is utter nonsense.
Very true.
But it is awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie.
It was fun.
Yeah.
If I didn't think about it at all. Which is always my problem with these movies. I'm always thinking about them.
Yeah, that seems like a you problem.
It really is my problem. I think a few movies ago, I asked if I was watching these wrong. I think I am still watching these wrong. Maybe by the 10th and final one, I will have figured out how to actually watch these movies the way that they're intended to be watched.
Final for now.
Well, final for now. You're right. Yes. Yeah.
Because 10 Part 2 comes out.
Of course.
Year.
Yeah. 11. 10 Part 2.
10 Part 2.
Fuck off.
X2.
X-Men United?
Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of magnets. Oh, man. Charlize Theron is back in this one as well.
Yeah, for some reason.
I thought that maybe she was going to join the family. Since that seems to be the pattern of these movies, is that, whoever the villain is in the previous one joins the family in the next one.
Right.
That was not the case.
No.
But she does have slightly better hair in this one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad in the first scene. But I think it gets better as the movie goes on.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't... I would say the performance is slightly better, mostly because she doesn't have to interact with Vin Diesel at all in it.
Right.
But she's also mostly by herself throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, she's talking either to John Cena or to Otto, who I don't know who that is, actor-wise.
No idea.
But I thought he was pretty good. He was entertaining.
He's a smarmy little foreign dignitary.
Yeah, a little fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. She doesn't really interact with anyone else otherwise.
Yeah.
John Cena, I thought, was great in this.
He is really great.
He's really good.
I like John Cena.
Yeah.
I would not have ever expected to say that, but he, not just this movie, but other movies, he has turned in some great performances.
I was surprised in the bloopers at how good an improviser he is.
Right?
That was shocking.
I was super shocked.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Like, it makes me wonder, like in Suicide Squad or Peacemaker, like how much of that is just him going off.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that feels fairly improvised, but James Gunn is also a fairly sharp writer too. So,
right.
But yeah, he is a delight.
He is. Dom's brother.
Dom's brother, John Cena.
About the same height.
Nope. Looks like. Nope.
Vin Diesel's totally standing on a box when they're next to each other, right?
Huh?
He has to be.
Same with The Rock.
Yeah. Oh, The Rock absent from this one.
Yeah, he is.
Deckard Shaw absent mostly from this one.
Most of it, yeah.
Which was a bummer.
Yeah. He was pretty missed. I mean, we do get Han.
We do get Han, yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. And then an exciting mid-credit scene.
Yeah. Where Shaw does show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Han shows up.
And Han, what?
What's gonna happen?
I don't know. I think there's only been a handful of, like, the mid-credit scenes in these movies, right?
Yeah.
This one definitely, I feel, sets up the next movie better than any of the other ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In fact, if I recall, pretty much the exact same scene, like, beat for beat, is in the next movie. So
nice.
It's more like the end credit scene of Ant-Man, where they just show a clip from Civil War.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the end credit scene from, is it 6? Where they show Shaw kill Han, and then they just use that exact scene again.
Oh, yeah.
In 7.
Yeah.
While also reusing footage from 3.
Exactly.
Jesus, it's Tangled Web.
But yeah, could always use more Shaw.
Yeah, definitely.
I think by now we are firmly in the let's just make a Shaw movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the whole Shaw family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where's little sister Shaw?
Yeah.
One, right?
Where's Luke Evans?
Yeah. Sorely missed.
Yeah. I mean, we did. You mentioned Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
She's great,
Uh-huh.
as always.
I think she finally has a name in this one.
Does
Queenie?
she? What, Queenie?
Queenie.
Yeah, that's right.
I think she's just been Mrs. Shaw up to this point.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got a great scene.
Yeah.
She gets to drive a car.
Always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
There's some good bloopers with her.
Yeah. She's just having fun.
She delivers the titular. He's furious and also quite fast.
Yep.
God bless Helen Mirren. Oh man, we also get along with a returning Han, we get a new family member.
Yep.
A child that apparently he's been raising. I'm really confused about the relationship between Han and Elle. It seems so when he meets her, he is an agent of Mr. Nobody, and he's stealing something from her parents' house.
Yes.
And her parents are killed, and she witnesses it, and then a bunch of armed guys come into the house. And I swear, Han dies there, right? Like, he gets shot really badly.
That's what it looked like to me.
But then he's fine?
Yeah. Good.
Like, what happens?
I feel like, that happens, and then the entirety of Tokyo Drift happens.
Definitely.
So, he's alive and fine.
Yeah.
Which also makes me wonder, what about his criminal empire that he was running?
I forgot about his criminal empire. Completely forgot about that.
That seemingly Sean had taken over by the end.
Does Sean also work for Mr. Nobody now?
I don't know.
Does everyone work for Mr. Nobody? What if Cypher works for Mr. Nobody? Mr. Nobody is the ultimate villain of these movies. I would actually kind of love that.
That would be a nice twist. Yeah.
Mr. Nobody and Ryan Reynolds. In it together. They spend so much time in London, but Rob Delaney never appears.
No, not at all.
Weak. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, Elle is there.
Yeah.
She's a MacGuffin.
Yeah. She's 1/3 of a MacGuffin.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like are they like brother and sister, it kinda seems like maybe?
I guess.
How does Han survive that attack? Does she nurse him back to health?
She's like
Because she's like 8? Yeah. Yeah. It was real strange.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. And then, of course, obviously, no mention of her, but I guess.
They were keeping her hidden.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
And then, apparently, I guess he was also training her to be a badass.
Apparently.
She kicks everyone's ass and knows how to fire a machine gun.
Yeah.
She also knows who Mia and Letty are.
Right. It's fine. Han was like, when you get in there, these are going to sound like made up words to you. But I promise they will mean something to the people who are in the room. I don't know what a Letty is either.
Short for Letitia.
I know it is.
But I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. All names are made up.
Joe.
What? Eric.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one.
Did you like it better or worse than Hobbs and Shaw?
Worse because Shaw's not in it.
Okay.
I think Shaw's my favorite.
Yeah, all right.
Han comes back, but I feel like he doesn't really get much to do.
Yeah, it's pretty late in the game by the time he shows up again.
Yeah. But I do like Han, so I'm glad that he's back.
Me too. I don't know. I liked it. I liked it better than 8 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just really enjoyed the extra ridiculousness of it.
I did like that. Yeah. Once I sort of was just like, okay, this is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
Like, even compared to the previous ones. Okay. Everything is an escalation.
Yeah. I enjoyed just laughing at the self-seriousness of Vin Diesel. especially the scene when they all get ambushed by John Cena and his private army.
Yes. Oh, Jesus, how did I forget about this?
And they all are escaping, and Dom takes on half the army by himself.
Uh-huh. Dom and his biceps.
Leaping into it. Flexing. Jumping like the Hulk.
Yeah. And then he, like, they're in, like, a fucking missile silo or something.
Something.
And he, like, Samsons the missile silo down on top of all of them. Which is real strange, because he doesn't have any hair.
Right?
So how does that work? But we do establish earlier in the movie that Dom is God.
Yes, we do.
So... But then, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then it really seems like Dom dies.
He dies.
He just fully dies.
He 100% dies.
He goes into the light several times.
Yes, he does.
And then Letty saves him. Lettuce. I just called her Lettuce. Lettuce saves Domado. Is that their couple name? Lettuce and Domado? A BLT would be Brian, Lettuce, and Tomato. Yeah.
Now, are we talking regular Brian or little Brian?
Yes. Extra B on this BLT. Yeah, that whole sequence, which again I completely forgot about until you just mentioned it, is utter nonsense. Wow.
Yeah.
Dom sees things in the afterlife / has hallucinations that he could never have seen himself in real life.
He's back in his mind palace.
He
that way
is.
He got in 4?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been established.
This movie's so fucking weird.
He is psychic.
It's so strange.
Only when it involves cars.
Yeah.
Or racing.
Or racing, yeah. Because here it's all race related.
Yeah. And
car
luckily,
racing.
Yes. And luckily, when he does, when he dies, because he dies,
Yes.
and his life flashes before his eyes, luckily he only sees stuff that is relevant to the plot.
Right, yeah. I think that is what happens. Is you only see stuff related to the immediate goings-on in your life.
Yeah.
Because it's what's front of mind, you know.
Obviously.
Yeah. They say your life flashes before your eyes, but it's really like 5 minutes of relevant content.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, how did I forget that?
I don't know.
That amazing, stupid-ass sequence.
I mean, other than the final chase, I would say it's the centerpiece of the movie.
I think you're right. I think my problem with this movie is there's no action sequence that's anywhere near as fun as all of the drone cars in the last movie, in Fate of the Furious. Like, just raining out of the sky and like a torrent of cars coming around corners, and
I mean,
like, I love that sequence.
it was awesome.
And there's nothing like the magnet stuff gets close to it.
I think the end chase, I like that a lot. I enjoyed, them turning on and off the magnets and making cars, and also apparently telephone poles bend to their will.
Right, literally.
Yeah. I enjoyed seeing the weird ass truck flip over. It felt very Godzilla like.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I'm still not sure how they did that.
Magnets.
So I know magnets. Fine. I fucking get it. It was magnets. So they magnet themselves to the front of the truck on either side of it. And then are they just braking really hard
I think so.
to get the thing to flip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's scientifically sound.
Okay. Okay.
It's the one thing this movie has in common with Human Centipede.
Oh, no.
It's 100% scientifically accurate.
Oh, boy. I feel like I've said "oh boy" a lot throughout this series of episodes.
It's kind of an oh boy franchise.
Kind of. Good golly.
Hey, there's something new.
Hey! Oh, man.
And then at the end, John Cena turns out to be a good guy.
Right, yeah, he changes his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he gets betrayed by Otto.
Yeah.
And therefore becomes a good guy.
Never trust anyone named Otto.
No. Uh-oh. my partner's 2-year-old nephew's name is Otto.
I mean, if he's 2, you still got time.
But also, you sort of inherently can't trust a 2-year-old anyway.
Also fair.
So, I'd have to talk to her about this.
Yeah, I think so. At least to her sibling.
Right.
Yeah. Find out what is wrong with you. Why did you name your kid Otto? Go to the source.
I mean, I like the palindromic name.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Ooh, F9.
F you.
F me?
No.
I think I was saying that to the movie several times by the time it was over. After people walked away from horrific accidents that they absolutely should not have walked away from for the 12th time in this movie alone.
I mean, you know what? It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but in a good way, I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
Also the same with just how, at this point in this franchise, their vehicles are now just extensions of their arms and hands.
Right. Yeah.
They're just catching people in midair.
Yeah.
On cars.
Throwing cars at other things.
Yeah.
Hitting them so they're in position to catch people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Hitting a rope and using it to swing a car across a chasm.
Right, of course.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like fucking Tarzan. But a car.
It's Tarzan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Good night, everybody. Vroom vroom. Quarter mile at a time, etc., etc. Oh, man. One more of these?
One more.
Okay. I don't regret this.
Good.
I still don't regret this.
Awesome. I think the good has far outweighed the bad.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, man. Well, aside from doing this podcast, what's bringing you happiness this week? You got your car back.
I got my car back. But actually, my cat got sick yesterday. And I know I've bitched a lot about him because he's a weirdo and doesn't act like a normal cat.
Yeah.
But he was not acting like his normal self yesterday. And I got very worried. He's still not great, but he's doing better today, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Today, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good little weirdo.
Yeah.
He's a cat, so
He
know
is.
mileage may vary, but he's I like him. I like him quite a bit. And I know for as much as you complain about him, you like him too.
I do. Today, I think, is the first episode of this podcast we've done here in person, where we have not locked him up in the attic.
Right.
So that kind of proves out that he's not feeling 100%.
Right. Because otherwise he would be walking across the table and fucking things up.
And meowing and, yep.
Chewing on cables.
Sure.
And, yeah.
He did kind of come over here and he kind of nibbled on my microphone cable while we were talking, but not a lot.
Okay.
And he did kind of rub up against both of us. But he was very quiet, and he seems to have disappeared now, so
yeah.
Probably hiding under my bed again.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I hope he continues to feel better.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
Because also, I don't need vet bills.
Absolutely not.
But also, just, talk about all the shit luck I've had in the last 4 or 5 months. It's one thing when it happens to me, but to feel that it passed on to him, like, just made me feel real bad.
Yeah.
And, like, I would take on, like, 10 times more of the shit luck that I had if it meant that he was okay.
Yeah.
So, that he's not okay. Just, but he seems to be doing better, and that made me happy today. So
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
What about you, sir?
Completely different direction.
Of course.
I was at Trader Joe's over the weekend, and they had some free samples out for a thing that is like a waffle cone, but just the bottom part of the waffle cone, and it's full of dark chocolate.
That sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
It's my favorite part of the waffle cone.
It's exactly right. That's exactly right. But I think it's called Hold the Cone, which really they should have just called it just the tip, because that's all it is. It's just the tip of the cone. But regardless of what you call it, it's delicious. And aside from popcorners, which I think we maybe talked about before we started recording,
we did.
The Hold the Cone treats from Trader Joe's, I think, are the thing that are bringing me some delightful happiness this week.
That's, you know what? I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
I would try to go to find some, but every time I'm in the neighborhood of Trader Joe's, I look in there and see how busy it is and say, no, thank you.
It is always very busy.
I think I've been to Trader Joe's like twice.
Yeah.
In my life.
Yeah, it's not a good place to go if you don't care to be around people. Because there's people everywhere all the time.
Usually don't, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the couple times I've been in there and actually bought something, I have been lucky enough that there's been precious few people.
Yeah.
And usually it was the sushi, which I think the last time I looked, they no longer have. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Hold the Cone.
Hold the Cone. All right.
Bought 2 boxes of them. They're pretty small boxes.
Sure.
But they're both gone already, so I need to go get some more.
Those do sound amazing, though.
They're really good.
I'll have to track some down. All right.
All right. Well, next week.
Last one.
The last one for now.
For now.
Yeah. Fast X.
Fast X. Yeah.
Yes. Oh boy. Are you? I don't know if I'm ready for this series to be over. But also, I'm super ready for this series to be over.
You know what? Yeah, I kind of am.
It's been a lot to binge through.
It is. I mean, a week at a time. That's not bad.
It's true.
It's definitely helped me remember movie to movie what the fuck actually happened in the previous one.
Yeah.
As opposed to years, And early on, like, I was just like, man, I'm so excited to watch the next one. And while I'm still excited to watch the next one, I'm not stoked.
Yeah.
Like,
we're kind of slogging through at this point.
A little bit. It was like, I Could use a change.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think next week is it's my pick at the end of the episode for what we watch next. So I'll come up with something good for us, hopefully.
Alrighty. Wait. Is that right?
Yeah, because I introed this one, so it would have been your pick at the end.
Okay.
Or wait, no. It doesn't. We'll figure it out later.
Wait, this is an even.
This isn't even.
So it would have been my pick.
Okay.
So you would have picked at the end of this.
Yes.
So
okay, so it's your pick next week.
My pick next week.
Okay. Really glad we figured this out on air.
How the sausage gets
Consummate professionals.
Hey, we still have the fancy mics.
It's true. We do. And I'm riding high on the fancy mic. Oh, vroom vroom, Eric.
Vroom vroom, Joe.
And until next week, I hope that you and all you out there keep living your lives a quarter mile at a time.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our website, view.guttertrash.net, or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.